Hi there and welcome to another Sonic Academy tutorial with me, Phil Johnston. In this one we're going to be looking at editing your tunes. When we were over at ADE in Amsterdam, one of the things that we noticed a lot, there was a lot of sort of demo submission panels and sort of a lot of sort of professionals reviewing tracks and people discussing how to send tracks to labels. And one of the big bits of feedback that label managers and producers kept giving back was that they didn't necessarily want to hear a full, 16-bar intro. They really wanted to get to the crux of the tune and have a sort of bite-sized version. And what was recommended was doing sort of demo edits of your tracks that you can put up on SoundCloud. And one of the reasons they did this, if you send a track to a label, a lot of these guys are getting 20, 30 tracks a day, and they don't have time to sort of flick through and listen to everything. So if you can get your edit to sort of be really punchy and get to the point quite quickly, it makes a lot of difference. And the other thing as well is if it is a track that someone on the label or a DJ does want to play, if you give them the demo edit, you'll know if they actually want a full mix of your track. So they'll respond back to you, and then that gets the ball rolling in terms of a correspondence between them. So that was recommended. And what I'm going to show you today is just sort of how to use Ableton to go about editing your tracks. So I've got the main room house track here and just put it into the arrangement view. And this is already warped. Well, it doesn't need warp because it's already sort of at the right tempo. But if you want to find out more about warping full tracks, you can check out our warping with Ableton tutorial on the site. So what we're going to do is just sort of listen through the track and pick out the sort of main parts that we want to get across, and we'll edit them down. And I'll be showing you how to use Ableton's fade feature, which is sort of a crossfade facility. So we're going to stretch our track out, sort of to fill the screen so we can sort of see a bit easier what we're doing. And we'll turn fades on. And fades is basically a way to crossfade between two sections. And we'll be showing you a bit of that shortly. So first off, you really don't want to be having a really long intro. You want to really get to the sort of the main elements of your track as quickly as possible. And this applies to if you want to do a radio edit as well. So all those sort of techniques that we'll be looking at here apply to radio edits. So we'll listen through here to the start and see what we want to trim out. So we've got all this sort of build up here. Really just for DJ mixing. So we could shorten this part. So say we took out this section here just to shorten it all by half. One thing we're going to notice now is that the transition between these two parts is going to be a bit of a jump. So what we can do is fade in the elements before. So we've got parts that are sort of extended on here and a part that extends back here. So if we grab one of the fades, we can actually move it about. And we can actually crossfade a whole section. So you can see there now we've got this section that used to have a jump, and we faded seamlessly between them. And this is the whole crux of using these fades to sort of create edits. And again, we can go through our track and use it for different elements. Again, and breakdowns is another element. If you wanted to shorten it, normally you're going to have these jumps. So we've got the breakdown here, and we've got two elements of the vocal, so we could maybe just sort of remove the first part of the vocal and just work with halving that as well. So let's find where the start is. So we've got the start of the vocal here, so we can just split and look for the end of the vocal. And then we've got the sort of end of the vocal here. And again, there's a transition that happens between the sort of start of the vocal and the end of the vocal. And again, we can use these transitions. And we can delete time here. Sometimes the transitions will work better than others when you're using fades. So let me see. If we just listen to this clean first. Alright, well, we've got it in the wrong place there. So I'll have to try that again. So it's this section I think here we want to try and get rid of. So we can hear there that the vocal is seamless, but we've got the sort of build up in energy of all the other different tracks. And again, we can use this crossfade to get to the next section. And you can sort of move the crossfade about to try different areas. I think probably just somewhere in the middle there's dead on. So we got this next section here, and we probably want to shorten it as well. So I think it's probably from here to here. So that part's all pretty much the same. So again, we can just maybe even take... We'll just try taking that straight out and see what it sounds like without any crossfade. So that's sounding pretty cool. We'll keep that breakdown in there because it's sort of a nice build element. Yeah, so we've got a few bits there. We can take out this section, just shorten it, and we'll maybe also shorten take out this section as well. Oh, I think we've skipped a section there. And we'll delete that section as well. Because we're all sort of warped up, we can sort of cut at these points, and it sounds pretty decent. So let me just check up a bit louder to hear the transitions. So that transition's dead on, but we could sort of put a fade in if there was any sort of build up beforehand. And it just makes it a bit smoother. So again, this section here, we can just take out the middle section and we'll fade between, and this will just make this happen a lot quicker. And just splitting that up there to put a marker in so we can sort of tell whether we want to shorten this bit. And again, I'm going to just try and shorten that down by half. Taking this bit out here. So we'll try fading across maybe this section. So that edit there sounded nice. And then we'll do probably the same, shorten some of this. And because that's all the same, there's not much of sort of movement in it, we can just sort of delete it straight out. We'll see if there's a change. Yeah, it sounds pretty stable. And we could maybe even just go straight into the sort of kicks and claps and all. So we can take out this section. And the other thing as well is, you know, if you're working on a full club mix, this type of editing after the master can help sort of solve a few problems. If, you know, certain bits feel too long or too short, saves you going back into the full arrangement. You can sort of do tweaks this way as well. So there we are, we're sort of out to the last section, so we don't even need any of this last DJ friendly stuff. No one's really going to be listening to it if it's just a sort of demo. And then we can sort of fade out then just the last few bars. And there you go, we've got a sort of perfect track now for a demo submission, or if you wanted to send to a label. It's got all this sort of stuff happening really quickly, gets across all the points and still sounds good. And hopefully then, you know, if a DJ wants to play it or likes the sound of it, they'll request the full mix, and then that way you'll know that they're playing it, or you'll get some feedback. And then once you've done that, you can just go to your file, export, and render it out. So there we go. Well, I rendered the wrong part, I think. Need to select over the whole track. And then once you've got your render done, you can put it into iTunes. And just create an MP3 version. And this is the quickest way I find to make MP3s. And there you've got a 7.7 megabyte, smaller file size as well if you're sending it to people, and generally a better mix to just be sending for demos. So there you go, that's how to edit your demos. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, give us a shout on the forums, and I'll catch you next time.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.